Hello, folks, and how are you all doing? So, in the last video, we made a very simple to-do list API using AWS Lambda, and we could do a get, post, and delete, a very simple API, you can say. And we decided that in the next video, that is in this video, we will add some more routes. The routes based on the IDs, these three routes to be more specific. And after doing that, we will also create a front end, and we will see how we can do front end deployments in AWS using S3 and CloudFront, and we will see how that works. But before doing all of that, there is actually one more thing that we need to discuss about, and that is what this video is for. And that is whenever we try to do a API call from any front end to a back end, we face some issues called CORS issues, cross origin resource sharing. Very annoying issue. We have all faced it, and yeah, we have to deal with it. So in this video, I will first show you that how CORS issues arrive or appear in Lambda functions also, and how we can get around with it. Yeah, it's quite simple, but we need to know about it. Otherwise, we will face lots of headaches. So yeah, so to do that, what I have done is I have created another very simple Lambda function, the test function. It's a very simple function, as you can see. It doesn't have a lot of things. It just has the basic things, message hello from Lambda. And we are trying to take the path parameters, although it's not really required. And that's all we are trying to do. And if we go to the API gateway, we will have the deployed routes, this one, for example, copy. And if I paste, you can see that hello from Lambda. It's fine. It's not an API call from a front end. It's like directly going to the backend URL. So and there is no issue with it. And even from Postman, we will not face any CORS issues because it's not an API call from a front end. So to do that, what we have to do is we have to create a front end, and I have also done that. So what I have done is I have created a front end project, front end React, and here actually I will do a lot of development. I don't like creating separate front ends for different projects. That's time consuming, and that's also, I believe, is quite inefficient. So in just one project, I have made different routes for different things, and we will go to the test route. And this is the test. So inside the test, what are we doing? Not a lot of things. We have taken the API endpoint, and we have a message as a state variable. We are doing a get data call, and the get data is basically doing a get of that API endpoint that we are basically using, and we are setting the message, and we are basically writing something. So now if I go over there, um, and let's go to the localhost 5173, and we have to go to test, of course, because it's not the base route. And we can see a test, and if I open the DevTools console, and we can see lots of red errors, and as we can all see, these are all CORS errors. So access to this has been blocked, I mean, because of CORS policy. Why? Because the backend doesn't recognize a front end, which is this localhost 5173. What CORS demands is that API calls should be from same domains. For example, google.com will do an API call from another google.com. Google.com cannot do an API call to an Amazon.com. I mean, it's also fair in case of production, but as developers in the dev environment, it becomes often very annoying. So yeah, so there is also a very easy way to get around with it. And also we know, since we use Node.js and Express, how to do this. So for example, if I open the backend S3, we know that this is how we can get around with CORS in Node.js. But how to do this in Lambda is what we will see today. So let's go to our code, test code. What we need to do basically is after the status code, we have to allow some headers. And in the headers, we have to mention basically what we want. So headers, and in the headers, we will write allow control, allow origin. This is actually access control allow origin, not allow control. Access control allow origin. And the origin, we can give a wildcard. We can also give a localhost 5173, but we can also give a wildcard. No issues. Okay, there should be a comma here. Yeah. And then We will have a few more things. Let's copy this thing because it's quite similar. Next one will be access control allow headers. Headers, and we can give the headers as content type, and another thing authorization. This is fine. And lastly, we will do it for the methods. So methods, and we can allow some methods. For example, options, get, post, delete. I think that's all for our to-do list, although this is not a to-do list, this is only a test. And we can redeploy, Control Shift U. And now if I go to my basically my code, not code, here, refresh, and as you can see, hello from Lambda. So our course issues are resolved. So simple. If I remove the headers only as a test and redeploy or comment, let's say, it will not work. So refresh, not working, and we have a course issue. So it's better to always allow this thing. Redeploy once again, and once again it will work. And there is one more place also where we can allow the course. Let me show you that. And we will come to the API gateway. And here is our test API. Now inside the test API, in the left hand side, you have resources. In the resources, you have the route, for example, test in our case. And here you can do an enable course. And here, as you can see, course settings, gateway responses. So you can ignore this one, methods. Let's check the options. And as you can see, access control allow methods. We have delete, get, head options, everything. So this is basically our this line number 3, line number 9, you can say. Then we have access control allow headers, content type, XAMC date, authorization, XAPI key, many things are there. And access control allow origin is a wildcard. So basically the above two lines. So the same things what we are doing over here, we also have it in the API gateway. Some additional settings are there for credentials and other things, so we can ignore that. And yeah, we can save it. And this is also one place to enable CORS. After saving, of course, we have to deploy the API, and we will deploy in V2 because we are also calling the V2. If I go to the test, yeah, we are calling the V2, and it's deployed. And yeah, no changes at all. It will work very well. So yeah, very simple way to resolve CORS issues in Lambda functions as well as in API gateway. But if you don't know, you may face lots of headaches like I did when I didn't know about this one. So yeah, that's it for this folks, and I will see you soon with another very interesting AWS video. So see ya.